Talk Radio, WBMC News is next.
Every farming operation has a story with a past, present, and future. Farm Credit Mid-America wants to get to know your farm story because we're a lending cooperative owned by farmers. And that's why we offer a range of loans and services designed to help farmers grow and prosper. Because we know why no one knows a farmer like a farmer does. Learn more about Farm Credit Mid-America and some of our farmers' stories at fcma.com. Loan subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Farm Credit Mid-America is an equal opportunity lender.
In the Main Street Journal News, McMinnville's Streets and Sanitation Committee has advanced 2 animal-related measures aimed at improving shelter conditions and supporting pet owners. The committee approved a recommendation Tuesday to accept a $62,580 bid from Lee Adcock Construction to enclose the city's animal control shelter with new masonry work. Officials say the project will create a climate-controlled environment and improve safety for animals currently housed in an open-air structure. The committee also moved forward with creation of the Linda McGee Spay and Neuter Assistance Program, a new initiative funded through an $1,100 reimbursable grant. The program is designed to help eligible Warren County residents offset the cost of spay and neuter procedures for dogs and cats. Named in honor of longtime animal advocate Linda McGee, the effort is intended to reduce unwanted litters and ease pressure on the shelter system. Both items now head to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for final consideration. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather is brought to you by Southern Blue.
Looking for the perfect place to call home? Discover Southern Blue, where modern living meets timeless charm. Walk your furry friend in our private dog park, stay active in the fitness room, and enjoy a walkable lifestyle in the heart of downtown McMinnville. Unwind on the patio with friends at Barren Fork Brews right on site. Call 931-507-2583 today. Southern Blue, lofts and townhomes for lease to start your new chapter in style.
I'm Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobis. Our forecast this morning starting off 10 degrees colder than yesterday. We're back to the upper 20s and low 30s. By the afternoon, highs in the mid 40s and some sunshine on and off, very much like yesterday. Tomorrow, even better than today, though we're back into the 50s before very cold air settles in this weekend. Saturday night into Sunday will be in the teens. Same story Sunday night into Monday.
It's time for Simmons Says, the show that brings Warren County the latest news and stories from around the community. Hosted by Jeff Simmons, this program dives into everything from local events to major headlines. Stay tuned and stay informed.
Hello and welcome to the Simmons Says show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am your host, Jeff Simmons. I hope everybody's having a terrific Thursday morning here in chilly McMinnville. It's kind of cold. I had the frost on the window today, but I did the trick that probably is going to end up busting the glass on my CRV. Well, I just did the window wiper fluid to get rid of it, and it got rid of it really, really quickly. Tips and tricks from the Jeff Simmons that'll probably end up ruining my car at some point. But hey, got it done here so I could go and get my drinks and get my Sonic drinks before I had to be here on the show today. This is WBMC 97.7 FM, where we're also available at AM 960. We're on WBMC's app. We're on YouTube at Main Street Media McMinnville, and we are also on Facebook. I'm going to need your comments today. We're doing solo Simmons Says today, as you can see on the screen. It's just me. It's just me, folks. No guests today. And I want to make sure that y'all get in y'all's comments. Hit that share button. Let everybody know you're starting your morning with the Simmons Says show. I saw where Angela Chesborough, big fan, has already commented and said that she is watching from Cookeville this morning. She is watching from chilly Cookeville is what she said. And, yeah, I have no doubts that it's pretty cold out there everywhere in Middle Tennessee. It's kind of cold in this. It's kind of cold in this room. Not really. It's not that bad at all. It's just a brisk morning everywhere. Hey, it is Thursday, which means we need to get into a little bit of the Am I Too Old To? So if we got a little Am I Too Old To music, let's roll with it. I love our music play-ins when we need them here on the Simmons Says show And again, Am I Too Old To? Brought to you by Silver Scissors and Tina Foster. No music? Okay, never mind. Wake up, Warren County. Thank you.
I took her out. It was a Friday night. I woke alone.
All right, am I too old to? Yes. What is my age again? My age is 39. I'm going to be 40 here soon. In fact, I'm going to be 40 here in less than 60 days. I'm just doing the quick math, looking down at the date today, which is December the 11th. Am I Too Old To? Brought to you by Silver Scissors. Tina Foster does a tremendous job, can help you out there on South Chancery Street. You know, she's over there in the, if you've ever been to USA Gym, back there where U.S. Chiropractor is, Silver Scissors is located in the lower floor of U.S. Chiropractor. I wouldn't say the basement. I think it's just the second. It's the bottom floor of the two-story building there. She does a great job. Always is going to help you out. 1012 South Chancery Street, and just does a absolutely fabulous job of customer care more than anything. She cares about our customers. You can contact Tina 212-6071. Leave a message. She will get back with you. Also, if you need hair care products, hey, it's going to be Christmas. Going to be wanting to look your best. If you still haven't taken those last second Christmas photos, got to get the cut right, and then go get those Christmas photos taken before you send those Christmas cards out. Go see Tina. Make sure she takes care of you, and then you'll be in great chance. It'll be a great day for you. It's a great day anytime you get to see Tina Foster. I promise you that. I know that I always enjoy getting to see Tina about once every 3 or 4 months when I go out there. I don't get my hair cut very often. I wonder how rare that is. I mean, getting your hair cut only about once a quarter when it comes to for guys. I would say that's probably pretty rare. But anyways, we're losing the plot here. Am I Too Old To? Simmons Says show. I actually don't have more of a question today than I have just like a general announcement. I think we've maybe run our course with this segment as it is currently constructed. I've asked the questions. We've had some good ones there in the day. I mean, like back in the day. I mean, the first ones when we first started this segment were very in depth, kind of like trying to draw out some like real thought provoking, and then some of them got kind of silly. Like I think last week's was like, am I too old to not have a Christmas list? Or I've had the Thanksgiving one where it was, am I too old to not have not be bringing anything to the family dinner when it comes to a potluck or anything like that. The first ones were like, am I too old to have kids or anything like that? Those were pretty thought-provoking. So we might have to switch up how we're doing this. And one of the things that I saw as I was looking up some stuff last night and trying to get the show prep ready and having everything ready to go for today was, what was the advice you would give your 16-year-old self? And I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe my age now is like trying to switch it from am I too old to of words of wisdom to my 16-year-old self. And I was sitting there, and the more that I thought about it, the more I was sitting there thinking, wonder what I would tell 16-year-old Jeff, whose idea of a career at that time was just simply, I want to be involved in sports. Whether I'm playing sports, that was not going to happen. Sorry, 16-year-old Jeff, it was not in the cards for you. Or coaching sports, or being a statistician. I really thought I was going to end up being a statistician when I was younger, and maybe I should have been a statistician. I actually took stats in college, and my professor actually came to me after I set the curve on our first 2 tests and said, you should major in stats. So maybe I missed the ball, missed the big opportunity there being a statistician when it came down to it and breaking down numbers and everything like that. It's hard. It's hard when you sit here and you just reflect on things. But what else would I have done different back then? I think I would just tell younger Jeff that if you don't have that career path or the idea, I know what it wouldn't be to actually go to class as Tom Lowry Wanamaker. I was not I might tell young Jeff that he probably should stay in class a little bit more, but I don't think I don't think it really hurt me that much, to be honest. But I think I would tell young Jeff that, hey, if you're going to go to UT, figure out what your career choice actually is going to be, or just don't waste the time and the money that you did. Because I mean, I was still paying for college I don't know, maybe 8 years. Still, I was paying every month, like $150 a month every month for, I think it was like 8 or 9 years after college for a degree that I don't think in 15 years since I've gotten it. We'll see when I graduated in 2008. So actually 17 years now. I actually graduated almost like on this day 17 years ago because I graduated in December of 2008. In 17 years, I don't know if I've ever had more than maybe one job that actually used my degree. So yeah, I think that would be the biggest thing that I would tell young Jeff is if you're not going to figure out your career path right now, then why are you just kind of wasting your days at UT? When I was also not going to class very much, Don Lowry, Wanamaker. Truth be told, I didn't go to class a lot when I was in college either. In fact, there was like a 2 or 3 week span my junior year where I don't think I attended a single class at all. I just worked. I had 2 jobs. I worked at Kroger and I worked at the apartment complex that I lived at. So it was a very interesting time back in college. So yeah, I think that would be the words of wisdom I would give to my younger self now that I'm old enough to give that words of wisdom. I don't know. We're going to try to figure. I'm going to have to talk to Dad about this tomorrow on the Father and Son Friday Simmons Says show and ask him what he really thinks about this segment. We got to figure out something. We're either going to have to freshen it up, liven it up, or we're going to have to twist it a little bit. But for the most part, I think that we're going to have to freshen up the Am I Too Old To segment here on the Simmons Says show. Including, we got to do some other segments. I mean, we're getting into the new year. We've probably run 200 episodes at this point, or close to 200 episodes at this point. How are we going to change it? How are we going to evolve? How are we going to stay fresh? I will say this much, that I know that between Christmas and New Year's that we will not be fresh or new here on the Simmons Says show because I'm going to be in Kentucky coaching basketball for most of that time. So I don't, unless I'm calling in and doing the show live remote from Kentucky or on the phone, then I don't think we'll be fresh or new that week. Just to give you all a quick heads up for 2 weeks from now. All right. Well, hey, we're going to take a break here on the Simmons Says show. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about, well, one, Douglas Lanier, because we love Douglas Lanier on the Simmons Says show, and more about rivalries. I think Sellens made a point last night that I want to talk a little bit more about when we get back on the Simmons Says show.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020. When it comes to keeping your home warm and your kitchen cooking, trust the folks who've been doing it right since 1968. Spargas Propane, your hometown propane team with fast, dependable service from people you know. With 6 locations, Sparta, McMinnville, Carthage, Crossville, Livingston, and Shelbyville, we're always close by. Need heat? We install fireplaces, unvented and vented, Empire heaters, on-demand water heaters, and more. Visit our showroom and find exactly what you need. Call us at 1-800-786-0420.
For more than 60 years, families and businesses across Middle Tennessee have turned to McMinnville Moving and Storage when it's time to move what matters most. From local moves to cross-state journeys, we've built our reputation on reliability, care, and a commitment to our community. We are not just a moving company. We're your neighbors, helping make every transition smooth and stress-free. Wherever life takes you, we'll get you there safely. Visit McMinnvilleMoving.com today. McMinnville Moving and Storage, proudly serving Middle Tennessee for over 6 decades.
This holiday season, give the coffee lover in your life a gift that warms the heart. A Coffee Lover gift bundle from the cafe at Tree City. Each festive bundle is filled with local Rusty Bucket coffee, a Tree City Cafe tumbler that gets you coffee discounts all year, plus a holiday scented candle and a gift card for the cafe, all ready to place under the tree. It's a $75 value for only $49.99. Visit the cafe, located in the Inn at Tree City on Sparta Street, and pick up your Coffee Lover gift bundle today before they're gone.
On the KD4 community calendar, the McMinnville Park Theater is gearing up for a busy holiday season with a full slate of December entertainment. The schedule kicks off December 5th through the 7th with Warren Arts' one-act production of A Christmas Carol and Other highlights include trombonist Jeremy Wilson performing December 11th at the annual Hark at the Park charity concert December 13th, and the family-friendly Santa Sing-Along December 14th. The Daily and Vincent Christmas Tour arrives December 16th, followed by Boys in the Band and Alabama Christmas December 19th. To wrap up the month, Mark Park Theater will host free Christmas movie screenings December 22nd, with the public voting on the titles. Park manager Joe Harvey says the lineup has something for everyone and encourages residents to come downtown for the shows, shopping, and holiday spirit. This has been the KD4 Community Calendar. I'm Hamilton Hobbs.
I met you on somebody's island. You thought you had known me before. I brought you a crate of papaya.
Hello, welcome back to the Simmons Says show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. That sounds like some little Steve Miller band right there. Hey, love the bump out music here on the Simmons Says show and bump in music on the Simmons Says show. Also, what we love here on the Simmons Says show is our sponsor, Douglas and Lanier Agency, your hometown insurance experts, specializing in commercial coverage for agriculture contractors and workers' comps. They protect businesses big and small. Trust a team that knows hard work, smart coverage, straight talk. That is Douglas and Lanier.
Douglas and Lanier.
474-0044, 811 Faulkner Springs Road. Again, Douglas Lanier, sponsor of the Simmons Says show. Also, hey, thanks to Tina Foster, Silver Scissors, for being a sponsor of the Am I Too Old To segment on the Simmons Says show on Thursdays. We'll talk a little bit about sports rivalries because I was up late last night, preparing for today's solo show. If you haven't noticed, it's just me here on the Simmons Says show. I'm going to be talking a ton today, and I'm ready for it, I guess. I'm prepared. But I was up last night trying to get everything, topics ready for the show, but I was also watching the Spurs take on the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know if everybody knows this. Some people know this, but maybe not everybody knows this. I'm a gigantic San Antonio Spurs fan, have been since the mid-'90s, and I'll tell you the backstory on that. Had an uncle, or have an uncle. Don't have. He's still around. I saw him at Thanksgiving. Had an uncle that came in town and watched, I think, one of my basketball games when I was probably 8 years old. I think it was 7 or 8 years old. I was playing for Magnatech. I was playing for James On. And I was left-handed, played in the post, and I might have scored 2 points all season. I don't even know. That might be an exaggeration. But he was talking about how I rebounded and played defense and did everything. He said, man, you're like the Admiral, David Robinson. And I was like, what? I didn't know who David Robinson was. I was young. I was sitting there thinking about it. But David Robinson, if you don't know, was the center, 7-foot center for the San Antonio Spurs. Played at the Naval Academy, ended up growing, playing for the Spurs, played for Team USA. He was on the Dream Team and was probably one of the most athletic and crazy athletic players in the NBA, which means I was nothing like David Robinson at all, other than for two things. I played center on my basketball team. He played center on the Spurs, and we were both left-handed. That was it. But because I he called me the Admiral, and I ended up getting a Christmas book about David Robinson. I became a Spurs fan. And it was a good time to become a Spurs fan at that point because about 2 years later, they drafted Tim Duncan. And then Tim Duncan and the Spurs ended up going to the playoffs, I think, for like 20 consecutive seasons, won 5 championships, including in 99, 2003, 2005, 2007, and also in 2014, and should have won in 2013, but we don't have to talk about that right now. I'm going to have flashbacks of almost breaking my hand on a couch because I was so happy when the Spurs were going to win in 2013. This wasn't a punch the couch in frustration. I slapped the couch at happiness. Because I was like, wow, we've done it. We finally got back and slapped the couch and then hit it really, really hard because I was so pumped that we were going to win. And then all of a sudden the Spurs blew a 7-point lead in 27.2 seconds and then lost Game 7 right after that, like 2 nights later. Oh, man, such a tough time. Anyways, I was a huge Spurs fan, been a huge Spurs fan all that time. And, of course, the Spurs have been a little downtrodden over the last 6 years. But they have Victor Wembanyama. They got him in the number 1 pick. He's not been playing right now, but kind of got some life back into the program. and they're playing last night. It's the Cup game, and I don't know if anybody's following the NBA too much, but they have a NBA Cup now in the middle of the season where they have like a playoff bracket, and the Spurs made the quarterfinals by winning their death group was what they called it, because it was four teams, but it was the Spurs, the Nuggets, and the Rockets, as well as the Trailblazers. And the Nuggets and the Rockets are fair right now. Most people, I think odds makers have them as the number 2 and number 3 teams when it comes to winning the championship this year. Oklahoma City is obviously number 1. They're 24-1, and they're absolutely seem like they're almost seemingly unbeatable right now. Spurs came out of that bracket. They had to go play the Lakers last night without Victor, without Wembanyama, and everybody's saying, I don't think they're going to get it done. Well, I watched the game last night, and they got it done. Stephen Castle had a tremendous game, and the one thing that really struck to me, beyond the fact that the Spurs played really well, was as I was watching it, I kind of got that. I finally remembered, man, I do not like the Lakers at all. And it reminded me, and I was like, man, rivalry time. And just the fact that I do still care about sports a little bit when it comes to being a fan. Like I thought maybe that had gone away a little bit with all this college football nonsense and how all the stuff that's going on and all that. I was like, no. When all of a sudden the Spurs were playing the Lakers and they're playing LeBron, man, I was pumped up. I'm yelling at the TV. I'm screaming. I actually ended up into a Mortal Kombat mode by the end of the game when the Spurs were up about 10. And LeBron kept backing off Steph Castle because he didn't think he could shoot. And I just started screaming at the TV, finish him. It's not his league anymore. And then Steph Castle pulled up and hit a 3 that kind of ended the game. I was so pumped up about that. But I was really pumped about the fact that I really do feel like maybe I do buy into the sports rivalries. And in fact, Chris Sullivan said something on last night's show that should get some people fired up. And I'm glad he said it on the Sports Authority. If you're not listening to the Sports Authority, every Wednesday night, 5 p.m., WBMC, right on the dot at 5 o'clock, we go on and we talk about a little bit of everything, including, as you would guess, Warren County Sports is the Warren County Sports Authority show. He got talking about a little bit of rivalries. And right now, hey, if we can we get some Survivor? Play me a little Survivor music right now. I was way early on that first beat, just in case y'all knows. Yeah, way early. Yeah, Eye of the Tiger. I think Sullinsmore had his eye on the Tigers because he was talking about the fact that Warren County will be playing DeKalb County Friday night here in Warren County at Charlie Dalton Gym. You can listen to that game. Star 107, Jay Walker, the Hall of Famer, the voice of the Pioneers, will be on the call on at least Star 107. We'll have him on, at least on there. Anyways, that was another topic for another night. Or if you would listen to it last night, you know what I'm trying to stress there. Anyways, Sullivan says, gonna be a boat race. I think his exact quote was, DeKalb County might want to stay on the shore. Because if they get in the water, it's going to be a boat race when it becomes the Pioneers and the Tigers. I got pretty fired up while he was talking about that. It's like, man, Sullivan still brings the heat when it comes to that border battle rivalry, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit when it comes to that because this is when it comes to high school sports, and it's almost to me as we were talking about college sports last night and how much of a business it is high school sports gives you still some semblance of that pure nature of the game that we used to have, and I don't think we have it very much anymore in college and collegiate athletics, amateur athletics. They're not amateurs anymore. They're getting paid hundreds of $1,000s. Some of them probably making millions of dollars. They're not amateurs at all anymore. And if I sneeze on live radio, I apologize in advance. But high school sports, those rivalries, especially these border battles, the Tigers, the Pioneers, at the Dalt. There's kids on the teams that know each other pretty well. In fact, there's a girl on the DeKalb County's team that grew up in Warren County and played in Warren County, and now she's playing at DeKalb County. And then you got Dev Fish and Danny Fish, who He was the coach in DeKalb County. Dev grew up in DeKalb County. Now he's playing for the Pioneers. You get those intertwined, locking, like the storylines, everything. You're going to have some crowd. The crowds are going to get pumped, things of that nature. I'll be very interested to see. I hope, A, that's a fired-up gym. I want B to know. I want to know if anybody got the locker room material that Sullins was throwing out last night, because I'm telling you, man, he made some pretty big guarantees. Said Warren County. No, he didn't just say Warren County's going to win. He said Warren County was going to get a sweep on Friday night. So I'm interested to see how those battles turn out. I will say this much, man. I was fired up by how much Sullins was fired up for that game, and I know that there's going to be a lot of games this year where that can happen. Warren County plays DeKalb County. They've already played White County and Sparta, but they'll come to the Dalt. You're going to have the matchups against Coffee County. Those border battle games are going to be fantastic. And then we get an extra treat. It's just not going to happen here, is the Warren County girls are going to play the Van Buren County girls, which gets you another little border battle, except that's going to happen in Pigeon Forge, and I think that's happening maybe next week, maybe like the 18th or something like that. I'd have to look at the dates. I think it's right before Christmas. But I love it. Absolutely love it. And if you don't, then I don't understand. Then I don't understand why you'd even be a sports fan. Maybe not. If you don't love it, then you're probably not a sports fan that big. That being said, it also did make me think. I didn't think about this that much when Tennessee was playing Vandy 2 weeks ago. I never had this feeling. And I don't know if that's because I don't feel Tennessee Vandy's that kind of level of rivalry, or I've just gotten lukewarm to all college football. This is something I'm going to have to think about. That might be another topic, too, for the Simmons Says show with Father and Son Day with Dad tomorrow, because, again, I didn't have this kind of energy for Tennessee Vandy, but I had it for San Antonio and L.A. last night, and I kind of have it for Friday night against DeKalb County with Warren County. I just hope that I want to see a good game. I want to see kids play well, and I want to see the gym be electric. And Sam Griffin has pointed it out on the Main Street Journal last week, and more people are starting to point it out on Facebook too. That gym can be electric, and it don't have to wait till 7:30. It can start at 6 o'clock. I've said that before in columns. I don't really want to get too far into it. I don't want to get into the weeds of girls basketball locally, because I also obviously have a biased opinion of girls basketball in the county for where I coach, so I don't get into that topic very much on live radio. That being said, hey, support Warren County wherever you wanted to. You can do that tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at Charlie Dalton Gym. You can do that tonight at 6 p.m. at J.K. Stanley Gym if you would like to, where Boyd will be taking on St. Andrew Swanee. We're going to take a break here on the Simmons Says show, but want to again thanks to Douglas and Lanier, 811 Faulkner Springs Road, 474-0044. Trust a team that knows hard work, smart coverage, straight talk. That is Douglas and Lanier. We will be back on the Simmons Says program.
We got the afternoon.
Talk Radio WBMC News is next.
It's auction time in Tennessee on Saturday, December 13th at 10 a.m. We'll be at 218 Boren Road, McMinnville, selling the estate of Linda Sue McDowell. We will sell a 2012 Nissan Altima with only 46,000 miles, a 5x8 utility trailer, appliances, a cedar bedroom suite, a Lazy Boy recliner, lots of other furniture, antiques, tools, and more. For more info, visit dmsimpson.com or call 473-LAND.
In the Main Street Journal News, felony charges against a local probation officer were dismissed in circuit court Wednesday. Jeffrey Lynn Bottoms, owner of Spartan Probation Services, had been scheduled to appear before Judge Bart Stanley on charges of money laundering and forgery stemming from an investigation by the Tennessee Comptroller's Office and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Bottoms, who has operated Spartan for 15 years, was indicted in May on allegations of financial improprieties dating from 2016 to 2023. During Wednesday's hearing, Assistant District Attorney Nathan Luna explained the state's decision to dismiss the charges, noting that the comptroller's audit of private probation companies revealed reporting issues at multiple firms statewide. Luna said those cases were handled internally rather than through criminal prosecution, and that the state could not hold Bottoms to a higher standard. Bottoms' attorney, Joshua Crane, acknowledged the state's position while maintaining that no criminal activity occurred. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather is brought to you by the Park Theater in McMinnville.
Get ready, McMinnville. Grammy-nominated bluegrass superstars Daly and Vincent return to the Park Theater on Tuesday, December 16th at 7 p.m. It's all part of their Candy Canes and Coles 2025 Christmas Tour, a joyful night of holiday favorites and that signature harmony and humor fans love. Tickets are on sale now at the Park Theater box office and McMinnvilleParkTheater.com. Don't miss Daly and Vincent live at McMinnville's Park Theater. Mary Lou.
I'm Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobis. Our forecast this morning starting off 10 degrees colder than yesterday. We're back to the upper 20s and low 30s. By the afternoon, highs in the mid 40s and some sunshine on and off, very much like yesterday. Tomorrow, even better than today, though we're back into the 50s before very cold air settles in this weekend. Saturday night into Sunday will be in the teens. Same story Sunday night into Monday.
Oh, man, yeah. I was going to let that one run here on the Simmons Says show on WBMC 97.7 FM. I am your host, Jeff Simmons. We are at, 9:34 here on Thursday morning, December the 11th. That used to be a go-to thing, I think, on the radio all the time. You had to throw the time and temperature. I don't know. It's cold. I don't know what the temperature is. The temperature's cold out there. I'd say, I don't know. Let me test the wind real quick here. I don't know, about 42 degrees. I don't know. I have no clue. If you know, let me know in the comments section or call 473-9383. Want to chat a little bit on the Simmons Says show. Rob Nunley has commented and said that he missed a birthday this morning on the other show. That is Town Talk with Rob and Raven, not the other show. Can we wish a big happy birthday to former Pioneer great Tyler Harriman? Yes, we can. Tyler Harriman, happy birthday. I've also been told it's 35 degrees. I think that sounds about right. 42 just sound like a better number. That would be interesting. So Rob Nunley, you said that former Pioneer great Tyler Harriman. Just a second. Got to clear my throat here. All right, I'm back. Sorry. I was going to say, former Pioneer great Tyler Harriman, would you say basketball was his better sport or baseball? I think he had some moments on the court, but I feel like baseball was where he really shined. I don't know. Maybe Tyler would have a different opinion on that. Don Lowry Wanamaker says the bump music never disappoints, Connor. Yeah, absolutely does not. It was great. We always do good with the music here. Rob says it's colder than a well digger's ... destination. Yeah. I also got a message while we were on the break and said that one of our listeners wanted to say, hey, good morning, sir. Nativity scene at the end of Main Street, corner of Begonias, 2nd District County Commissioner. That would be Cam Montgomery, and his wife will be portraying Joseph and Mary tomorrow night, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Oasis Church wanted to plug our son for that. Hey, no problem at all. We are very, very much okay with plugging that in there, and we can always, if you ever want to have a message, send it here. You can also email those to jeff.simmons@mainstreetmedia.llc. If you want to be a guest on the Simmons Says show, you can email jeff.simmons@mainstreetmedia.llc. I also had a person just text me a second ago and say, hey, you should get my kid on the show. I think he'd be great. And I said, absolutely, bring him on. We'll have a good time on the Simmons Says show. I love sitting down and chatting with everybody. It's always a good time. We always usually have a good conversation, and we keep it fun. We keep it lighthearted here. I'm not trying to be an investigative journalist behind this mic. Now there's times where when we tackle some topics that we got to over here and ask the tough questions. But for the most part, we just want to have a lighthearted conversation here on the Simmons Says show. It's 9:00 in the morning. If you're trying to dig into we're trying to fix the world's problems at 9:30 in McMinnville on a Thursday, whew, man, that's a stressful life. Otherwise, I would just have a good time with it. And the thing that I had for this segment was talking about having just a good time and having good people around. Was Trev did something last night that happens a little bit because of my job and the position that I have in the community over the last 15 years since I started writing sports in 2010. Trev hooked me up with some swag. Brought me in a hoodie. Brought Sullins in a hoodie for the Sports Authority for Warren County basketball, the Pioneers, middle school Pioneers, and really appreciated that. Tried it on last night. It does fit, Trev, in case you were wondering. That being said, I could always lose a little weight, make it fit a little bit better. Well, why might I do that? Maybe that's a challenge in 2026 is a fit and thinner Jeff Simmons. Maybe that's some advice I should have gave the 16-year-old Jeff Simmons was, hey, man, when you're going to Outback and ordering the Drover's platter and the cheeseburger and the cheesecake and eating like 3 loaves of bread and eating some of those Aussie cheese fries, maybe don't. Maybe cut that in like half. Maybe cut that into like a fourth. I don't know, man. I was big. I've been a big kid. I was a big kid when I was 8. I was a big kid when I was 16, and I'm a big kid at 39. All right. Anyways, Trev hooked me up with a hoodie. Obviously, I'm wearing a Warren County hat that I have about 18,000 of these, and I wear them it seems like every single day that I have a different hat for Warren County on, and I think I actually probably could go on almost an entire month wearing different Warren County hats that are in my house that I've had over the years, and I love them. I love that people give them to me. I'll wear all. I was actually told, this is a funny story, when I first started going to games. And it might have been Nunley that even told me this, was wear the other team's colors the first time you go somewhere. And when someone says, I can't believe you're wearing the other team's colors, he's like, wow, man, hook me up, and I won't. And now I have Warren County hats, I have Warren County shirts, I have Warren County hoodies. Obviously, got plenty of Boyd Christian stuff, Boyd shirts, Boyd pullovers. Got some sweet pullovers this year. I actually went to go put one on today and then realized that I didn't wash it. And I was like, dadgummit, I did spill some I did spill some food on it last week, so I need to wash it, and I forgot that I needed to wash it, and I was like, dadgummit. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to wear that one today. Nunley said if I want to get on the Kevin Hobbs Memorial – sorry. If I want to get on the Kevin Hobbs Memorial elliptical rotation, the door's open over there at the Nunley house. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get on the elliptical a little bit and get the workouts going. Yeah, I had the one thing that I was sitting there thinking, though, was like if I had to do like a countdown of my favorite like items that I've received from teams over the years when it comes, and I'm going to take Boyd out of this because obviously the stuff that I get I have a lot more stuff and then like some Christmas gifts and like season things that the kids have given me over the years that I take that one out because that's not really, I didn't get that for being Jeff Simmons, the sports writer, or Jeff Simmons, the radio broadcaster. I got those for being Jeff Simmons, the very aggravated assistant coach most of the time. But I was sitting there thinking, do we have final countdown in the system by chance? And if we don't, then that's okay. But I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, if we can do the little I can do it myself. A little final countdown or anything. This is why you have to tell the people that are producing the show behind it beforehand what you are looking for. Otherwise, you're trying to do Europe's final countdown off the top of your head. Can't happen. Let's see. The 3 things that I was sitting there thinking, if I had a top 3, and maybe one of these is absolute recency bias, is Eric Ballou just cooking food for me. I know this is a shocker. One of the things, I've had dinners and foods and tickets and stuff like that, but Eric Ballou bringing in the smoker food for the Sports Authority a couple of times this year when he's cooked on the smoker and got us some chicken, some ribs, some what I call hoe cakes, just like cornbread, everything like that. That has been fantastic. And Matt Turner also used to cook all the time, and he did some great stuff. Like I said, I think it might just be recency bias with Ballou's cooking, but I was like, man, that's not swag, but man, I enjoyed it. One of the coolest things that I've gotten was from the Warren County volleyball team. I actually have a personalized hoodie that says like Simmons on the hood of the hoodie. There, man, tough. Sometimes I struggle with words, and yet I am a radio host. And I also think that might have been a short sleeve hoodie too. I've rarely worn it because I was just like, it's so sweet. But then all of a sudden I was like, I think it might have been when I was a little bit thinner, and now I'm not as thin. And I'm like, I don't really want to pack into that one. But I think still to this day, one of the coolest, nicest things that I've ever received, and this has happened a couple of different times, but most notably was I think it was 2012. There was a volleyball team here that won like 40 games. Ended up it was the team that beat Cookeville at home in 5 sets, and was a fantastic group of young ladies. Coach Fisher was the coach of that team, and when they did their banquet that year, they invited me, and I go to banquets occasionally. Usually the time I'm like, I don't really want to go to the banquets. That's y'all's time. That's y'all's team. But they were like, no, you need to come. We'll feed you. And I was like, all right, we got me. But when they did, they gave me a signed volleyball, one of their game balls from that year, that they were using, and all the players had signed it to just thank me for their coverage and all the support that we had given them and coverage that we had given them that year. And I thought that was pretty cool, and that is still in my house, and I still have that. So I've gotten some sweet stuff over the years from people, and if that being said, I'll take more. I'm okay. Hey, if you got a hat, you want me to wear it, let's wear it. Especially if you're a sponsor of the show. I got my McCorkle landscaping hat. If you got hats, now maybe shirts. I don't know about shirts. You got to make sure that they're the size big for me, and then we might be okay with that. I don't know. I don't know how much of an endorsement I can be for everybody all the time. I'd have to check with the bosses on that, but for the most part, I think that if you have something that you want to give me, I'm okay with. I'll wear it as long as it's in good taste. All right, we're on the Simmons Says Show. We'll be back after the break here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I think I hit that one perfect. 9:45.
Ready for a new journey? Durham School Services is hiring school bus drivers in McMinnville. Stop by 126 Middle School Drive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for on-the-spot interviews. Bring a friend. Enjoy flexible hours and competitive pay starting at $16 an hour. Want more info? Text JOBS to 63552. That's JOBS to 63552. It's all about the journey, theirs and yours.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If that rooster doesn't make you think of Pa Kelly, maybe Nursing Home Christmas will. Let's keep the tradition going with the annual Kelly Marlowe Memorial Nursing Home Christmas program. In his memory, we invite you to support our local nursing home patients by mailing your check to either NHC Healthcare at 928 Old Smithville Road or Willow Branch at 415 Pace Street. And as Pa Kelly would say,
and from the bottom of my heart, thank you and Merry Christmas.
This season, let's fill a Ford and fill some hearts. Main Street Media is teaming up with Reddick Brown Ford, Warren County EMS, and the Warren County Emergency Food Bank to help local families in need.
Drop off canned goods and non-perishable food at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison.
Or fill a Ford at our studios in McMinnville.
This is Helen Owens with the Warren County Emergency Food Bank. Our shelves are low, and there are families that need food every day. Your donation stays right here in Warren County, feeding neighbors, seniors, and kids who need it most. Will you help?
Let's do it together. Help us fill a Ford and feed the county.
Bring non-perishable items to Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison or by our Main Street Media Studios on West Colville Street. You can also donate financially by visiting the food bank on Sparta Street or by donating to the food bank account at First National Bank. Let's help provide food for families in need this holiday season.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. Let me, Sabrina Keaton, help you turn your life goals into accomplishments. Here at Security Federal Savings Bank, we can assist you with buying a car, debt consolidation, purchasing a home, or remodeling your current home. Whatever your needs are, we will keep it simple at Security Federal Savings Bank. We look forward to serving you and building relationships that last generations. Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
WBMC McMinnville, 960 AM and 97.7 FM. WBMC.
All right, we are back here on WBMC 97.7 FM. Again, this is the Simmons Says show where I host Jeff Simmons. Again, too, if you ever want to be a guest on the Simmons Says show, you can hit me up at jeff.simmons@mainstreetmedia.llc. If you have something that's important that you need to get out here into the community, let us know. See if you can come on here. Maybe you can hang, have a good conversation. You can see our Stranger Things studio, where the Demogorgons have still not broken through, thank goodness, on this one. I'm really, it's almost frightening how much this does resemble the Stranger Things studio. I cannot get it out of my head ever since it was pointed out to me on this. I mean, I really want to come in here and start painting up letters, and if we could somehow make these things blink instead of being on just like a regular just lighting set, whatever they call this. I don't do words well. Yeah, I want that to happen here. That would be great. Hey, I want to tell you a little bit about the Cafe at Tree City, 809 Sparta Street. Open 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Skilled baristas waiting to craft that perfect cup, and they have some new frappes, including a strawberry cheesecake frappe, which is absolutely delicious, and I want everybody to know about it. And I think they have a couple more that I could also be able to tell you, and I probably should have that ready to go right when I pulled this up here. Premium cheesecake frappe, rich, creamy, and blended with perfection, graham cracker goodness. Strawberry cheesecake frappe, a fruity twist on the classic, topped with our house-made strawberry whipped cream. See, that's the thing to me when it comes to the Cafe at Tree City. House-made strawberry whipped cream. They don't have to do that. Wouldn't have to do that, but they do. They go the extra mile. That's what they do at the Cafe at Tree City, 809 Sparta Street. And the cheesecake cream, all the indulgence of a cheesecake with a bold kick of an espresso, where they have the frappes over there. So, hey, again, and you also can go over there and get their Christmas bundle. It's a $75 in value for $49.99 that is available while supplies last. And I would get that early, put it under the tree for the coffee lover in your life's a great gift for them. And they will, I'm sure, be enjoying that because they got the Rusty Bucket, that local coffee. Again, when you have people that are doing it the right way, it helps. It makes everything else easier, and it makes it easier for you to support them. It's a local business doing local things and doing it the right way. And again, if you are a local business that's doing it the right way, I want to get everybody out there, get your name out there, get everybody that know about you. Come on the Simmons Says show, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., not 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Goodness gracious. If I was in here for 13 consecutive hours, I would end up being like one of those old school DJs from the 1950s that would just play the same song over and over and over and over again. I wonder what song would that be now in 2025? I'd probably play Pink Pony Club. We'll just play that for like 13 consecutive hours and sit here and listen to it. People laugh at me all the time. Every single time I hear that come on the radio, I just start blaring it. I don't know. Maybe it's because it says Tennessee in the song, so I get fired up about it because it just mentions Tennessee. I'm that easy to captivate. So, oh, that's the state I live in. I love that song. And then I also was like, what? I did have to ask at one point. I was like, what's this song about? And then I was like, and then I kind of picked it up from after listening to it a couple times. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I don't actually like, this song doesn't really apply to me that much, but it does say Tennessee, so that's cool on that one. All right. Hey, listen, while we're talking about the Simmons Says show and the things that we're doing here on the Simmons Says show, said earlier that I think we might have to revamp the Am I Too Old To segment, but we got to try out some new stuff. Dad was talking about this last week, and he gave me some suggestions. We talked about a couple. The Simmons Family Feud thing that we talked about on the show yesterday, I thought would be pretty good. Of course, Justin and Cam always seem like they show up every Friday, and that's kind of becoming an own segment, a segment of its own. What about Simmons Mailbag? I used to do columns about this. On the Sports Authority, I used to do one every single month on my website, and I would do people would email me in, and I would answer the questions. I love it. I always was happy about doing like an in-depth. Well, as long as the problem is it's only going to be as good as the questions that get sent in. But I would love a Simmons mailbag, and even if it was just one question a week, or if it was a multitude of questions. If you want to start doing that, let's just try that out. Jeff.Simmons@mainstreetmedia.llc. I'll keep saying that until someone actually emails me. And maybe we could do a Simmons mailbag like once a week or maybe once a month and see if we could add those up, as long as the questions stay relevant, stay impressive. And again, listen, ask away. We'll talk about we talk about a lot of stuff on the Simmons Says show. So as long as it's pretty PC, as long as it's not PC, we'll probably be in good shape here. A weekend primer, which I think we could do maybe on Thursdays or Fridays. I don't think you'd have to do that on Monday, obviously. But what would be like what to look forward to on the weekend? Shay Curtis says, I have a feeling you wouldn't answer mine on air. I don't know. You're probably going to ask me to either be in a pageant or cover a pageant. Those are traditionally the messages I get from Shay Curtis on that, of which I would say I'm not going to be in a pageant, and depending on the date, I'm probably not. It depends on what I'm doing, whether or not I will be at a pageant on that one. Just fair warning. So I answered those. I preemptively answered those questions. So you have to ask something different on that one, like how to. And don't ask me about mountain climbing with like the off-road vehicles, because I know nothing about it. In fact, you wouldn't ask me that because you know all the answers to that, Shay. Weekend prep. Well, I'll just tell you right now, if you want a weekend primer, we already talked to you about the nativity scene that'll be on up on the corner of Begonias from 6 to 8 tomorrow on Main Street. But also, Hark in the Park. We had Steve Harvey on the show last week. I know he's been on every single one. Oh, I did help you secure a judge for Saturday, though. Hey, you're welcome. I don't know how I did that, but you're welcome. And again, Hark in the Park will be Saturday downtown. Yeah, just got a text about one. Yeah, we had to. May answer that one next time. Hark in the Park will be downtown. I think that starts at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Again, to a Magnus Library. I think they're doing a little preamble there for the VIPs, so everybody can have a good time with that. And then again to Warren County versus DeKalb County at Charlie Dalton Gymnasium tomorrow night, 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. start. The Tigers and the Pioneers will square off. And if you want to get to basketball tonight locally, there's elementary games starting. In fact, there's an elementary game starting in about an hour where Eastside will be playing at Boyd, and I think there are games also at 6 o'clock tonight. I don't know. I know it's Dibble and Centertown and Irvin College and Morrison. I just don't know what mixture of those are right now and where those are going to be. I just know that I'm going to be at one of them. No, I won't be. I'll be at our home game tonight at 6 p.m. I'll be coaching at 6 o'clock. Yeah, see, look at that, man. I'm trying to work and coach at the same time. Probably not the best idea. Thursday's thing to know. Interesting. Kind of like this segment idea. I just have to think. So what would be the one thing that you need to know? Well, as we have about 2 minutes to go here on the Simmons Says show, I think the one thing that you need to know is when it comes to work, life, sports, anything, you have to value the people that are around you and help elevate the people that are around you and know when they elevate you, because it makes a difference. I don't think there's anything that you can do. There's so many times where we talk about, the bootstrap, pick yourself up by the bootstraps, and you gotta will your way into it, and nobody's gonna help you, and you gotta do it on your own. Hey man, I don't know anybody that got anywhere that they wanted to go probably by themselves completely. There are people around you that were helping you, helping support you, doing things to elevate you. I always think about this in a sports scenario because, like I said, I told you, 16-year-old Jeff thought he was going to be in sports. 39-year-old Jeff still wants to be in sports. There's people in life they're made to be the leading scorer. There's people in life to be that want to be the leading assist person, and sometimes you need that person that can make the pass, the person that makes you shine the most. And when you don't have that, or when people don't value that and they only want the star, it's tough, man, because there's everybody has to be working in unison to make everything happen. And I think that's one thing that everybody needs to know is, like, if you're the star, that's great, but there was probably behind the scenes somebody that helped you become a star, and they're just as valuable as you are when it comes down to it. And that's one thing to know here on the Simmons Says show. Maybe I'll start doing that every Thursday. Just kind of wing that one, but I appreciate it. Everybody out there, if you're the star in your life, congratulations. Thank the person that's helping you get there. This is the Simmons Says show. We will be back tomorrow, Father and Son Friday, here on WBMC 97.7 FM with Father and Son Friday, sponsored by Oh Sugar. We'll have some music for that one. I almost would guarantee it. I'm not going to guarantee it because I don't have any control of that. But I'm looking at the person that controls it, and he's shaking his head, so I feel like we might have it be good there. Hope everybody enjoyed the Simmons Says show today. A full solo show. Whew! We made it. We'll be back on the Simmons Says show tomorrow.